And now you're getting recorded. Okay, so take the vice grips over here and you need to be able to grab onto the jack. See the end piece there?
This one?
Yeah, because the bar for the jack is stripped. So put that on there so you're ready to go. You might have to loosen it up some. That might be too loose. Goldilocks. Just right. Okay, how's that? Pretty good? Here.
A bit more tight.
Let's see.
There we go. That's good.
Let go of it. Okay, that's still too loose. Yeah, that's way too loose. Look, now watch. See how it stays on its own?
Yes.
Okay, alright, come over here. So you're gonna need to go into the garage and get the breaker bar. And you're gonna need a 14 mil socket to take those wheel lugs off. No, William, that they're out here. All the tools are out here. Okay. We shouldn't really need any tools that are not out here. Okay. So put that wrench into the left turn position. Okay, now go and put it on there and make sure it fits on the wheel lug. Okay, yes. Does it fit? Is it in the left position? Well, look at it.
Yes.
There's two letters, L and R. Is it in the left position?
It's yes.
Okay. So, take the wrench.
I don't know what left is.
Well, there's an arrow, William, and an L and an R. So is it on the left or not?
It's on the left, okay. Yes.
Okay. Now, that wrench will turn towards you. Grab it by the handle. Okay. So you're currently on the right position because you're tightening.
Okay, I see the little arrow there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. That's why it's, no, you were in the right position before. You need to get it off, not on. Okay. You can try that, but you're going to have a heck of a time. All right, there you go. It must be pretty loose.
And
loosen it more. Okay, now repeat that process for them all. And put it in a position as such that it's easier for you to do. Okay, yeah, they must have been loose from when I last took it off. Because that normally would not be that easy. Even with a long bar.
I'm in the star position for the lug.
Cut. Now this is the point where you want to lift the vehicle. So go and put your jack bar in.
Okay.
So up, down. Lift it until the wheel is off the ground.
This one?
Yes. William, it's not a race. Up, down. Up, all the way. I already said it's not a race. Being fast doesn't make it easier.
It's just slightly.
Okay, that's fine. That's plenty good. Now take the bar out. Okay, now use your wrench and pull the wheel lugs off. The idea is you want to loosen them before you get it off the ground, because when you get it off the ground, the only way that you can loosen those lugs is if you're holding the brake, and if it's a pain in the arse. So this is just an easier way. Okay, so why don't you loosen them all up, right? So that you can free spin them. So then you can free spin more than one at a time with your hands, right? Alright, start with the bottom. Push on the wheel with your hand. Push on the bottom of the wheel. So what happens when you loosen a wheel lug, then the wheel is going to start to fall out towards you. That's why you start with the bottom, because if you start with the top, then it just makes it harder. Now do the next most closest to the bottom. No, that's tightening it. Left.
Lefty loosey.
See how if you hold the wheel, it keeps pressure against it? And that way you can spin the nut off easier.
And then the next.
Yeah, just don't push too hard on it, William. You are suspended in the air. You just want to hold it steady. You're not trying to lay into it, okay?
Nope.
Okay, easy. If you need to, use the wrench, William. If it's easier, just do that. It's just for full turns. It's not faster to do short turns with those. The only reason why you'd want to do a really short turn is if you don't have a lot of room to work.
Precision.
No, not precision. It's because if you didn't have a lot of room to work, if you were in a tight area, then you would have to use the ratcheting ability of that wrench to turn it easier.
Take the wheel off?
Yeah, carefully. Okay, now roll it.
Put it under here?
Yes.
Okay.
Just safety first, right? But put it towards the front corner, not all the way. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now you're gonna need needle nose pliers. Okay, and if you look under there, you can see that there's a cotter pin on the bottom of the tie rod. Do you know which one the tie rod is? Yeah, that's right. So on the bottom of that tie rod, and there's a cotter pin. And you got to bend that cotter pin straight.
I don't want to get mine because these
Well,
ones
just
are...
William, just use what's here.
Yeah.
Come on. There's nothing wrong with what's there.
Oh, okay, I see. So bend them like. Oh, these are the cutter pins I imagined.
No, they're not. They're not that hard. They're pretty easy. Now don't lose any of this stuff.
Okay.
It's important you don't. What are you trying to do there? That's so difficult. Let me see. No, you can't. It has to be straight, William.
Oh.
Well, how are you going to push it out if it's not straight? No. Do you know what to do?
No.
These have to be straighter. So what you've done is you've twisted them over each other.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, honestly, how do you do things like that? You just...
Because I have stronger fingers than you, really. Okay. That's fairly straight. So what we can do now is you just take this, see this part here?
Yeah.
And you just go tap, tap, tap it out gently.
Back in there. Like, see if I can gently do this.
No, don't. You've done enough to that. Why can't you tap them out?
Because it's going back to... I messed it up.
Okay, let me see. This is literally the hardest part of this. The rest of this is easy. So, this, you need to straighten this out. Right? Because see, when you turned it, you put a big bend into it. And the problem with putting a big bend into it is that now this is going to break. And that's a bit of a problem, see?
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's now broken, so we're in a pickle now. But anyway, whatever, we'll just have to get a new one. It's not the end of the world.
But
It really isn't the end of the
Is
world.
Princess Auto still open?
No, we'll just get one in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's not the end of the world. Okay, so. Yeah.
Oh.
Now you need to find a socket that fits that. Why don't you try the one that's on there? It's probably pretty close. So it's bigger, right? So you probably need a 15 or a 16.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to use a deep well socket. You're going to get a lot better control. Are you listening? You're going to get a lot better control out of a shorter socket on a small nut where you don't need a deep well. So why don't you try a 15 or a 16?
Oh,
Are you
wait,
looking at the numbers? So just put the deep wells away for the moment. No, wrong wrench.
This one?
Well, look at your socket. Is it or isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so set it to the left position. Don't worry about that crap, William. You're not doing that. It doesn't matter.
Is this left? No, it's not.
Are you sure? Did you read it? What are you doing? Read it. No, that doesn't matter. Read it. So what does it say? It says to turn the arrow to the left,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
left.
then it's left. Now put it on there and check. Is it loose or does it fit?
It fits.
Is it loose at all? No, that does not fit
okay.
at all. So it's a 15. If you put on a socket that does not fit snug, and you try to do that, you'll strip the head off of that brass nut.
Well, then
And then you're in real trouble. Now, does that fit properly?
yeah.
Okay, now next thing you need a
Yeah.
wrench. No, listen. No, why are you interrupting me?
Sorry.
What do you know what you're doing all of a sudden?
Totally.
Yeah, that's why you don't interrupt. Now, look on the bottom of that. There's a nut there, right?
Oh.
So you need a wrench to hold that nut. No, get a wrench. What kind of size of wrench do you think you need? Maybe it's the same size. Why don't you try one that's the same size as the socket you had?
Where's the wrench?
There's a whole mess of wrenches right there. No, a metric, William.
Which one's metric? I'm so bad.
Well, come on. Let's think about that for a second.
Okay, well,
Which one's metric? Anyway, why don't you try that on there and see if it fits. Does it fit properly?
yes.
Like good? How much does it move? No, that doesn't fit. You can tell that doesn't fit. You want to know why it doesn't fit? Because it moves. Just leave it there. Try 14. See if the 14's too small.
That looks really small.
Doesn't matter. Okay, 14's too small, right?
Yes.
So why don't you try a 9/16 Imperial?
16th. That is an 8.
Now it's possible that your 12-point end of your 15 might fit on there properly as well.
I was thinking of that, but I thought that
So why
would
don't we
shred
take
it.
this and when we no, that doesn't matter. Let's see. See, that fits good, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's a pretty good fit there.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you here. Put the one on the top. Put it in the left position. Okay. It's in the left position, right?
Yes.
Okay, turn it off. Is it hard? You can't lift it. You're lifting. You want to turn it.
Position.
No, do not wrench on the machine.
Okay.
Get out from underneath there.
Oh, God.
What are you doing? Think about what you're doing. You need to be beside the machine where it can't fall on you if there was ever an accident. Now move that stuff out of your way so you have room to work. Now, move this wrench in such a way that you can actually manipulate it. Okay. Now, without lifting, you push directly on the wrench in the direction of the machine. So it's stuck? Why would it be stuck?
Maybe it's...
No, it's not the wrench.
Would that
I
be
can
because
tell.
of
No,
enough leverage?
no. It's not because, just because of enough leverage. Anyway, the problem is that this bolt has Loctite on it, which is going to make it harder to do. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go and get, let's see, what do we have what we could whale on that with? Well, so put that on there. Okay, so move your hand up here. See how I'm doing that? Here, you take a turn. Keep going. Okay, that should be good. Now, do you want to know how I know there's Loctite on that? Because I put the Loctite on it.
Clever. Oh, okay. Please stop.
William, here, take the wrench. Now, come on to the wrench there now. No, just the wrench.
Okay.
We've already loosened it off the Loctite. Oh wait, I got the wrong end on. Okay, now come on to it. Full turns. See how much easier that is?
Yes.
Here, take this for a minute. No, I guess.
Oh, there we go. I just pushed. That's.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Now turn it off. Spinning. You're not putting your hand on the bottom.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
That goes on that, so.
Yeah, exactly. Don't lose it. Okay. Now, pull the tie rod away from the knuckle. Okay, so don't yank on it. You can just let it sit there. Now, you notice how this connects to the knuckle?
Yeah.
Right? So when this tie rod is connected to here, to the steering rack that goes up there, it can move this. See how this moves?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it moves on that ball joint and that ball joint. Right? Okay, so all you have to do to get this off is you need to put an adjustable wrench on that nut.
Well, okay.
And then you turn this. Now this can sometimes be a little easier said than done, so I might give you a hand here, but you can try it on your own first.
Let me get I'm gonna find out. Okay, perfect.
Okay, now loosen the nut off a little more if you can. If you got the space to.
Oh, wait. Just about. Now, I'm gonna make the space.
Why don't you try turning your wrench over? See how you have no room this way? Why don't you try doing it this way?
Okay.
And
no, I know do that.
the wrench doesn't have to be straight either.
Oh.
Hold the tie rod. Okay. Now, just grab the tie rod. Put one hand here, and then grab the tie rod and turn it left. No. You're trying to stop that from moving. You're trying to wind this. You're winding this off of that. So is it loose enough?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's take a look. There's another way we can do this too.
There.
We can grab this. Here.
It's so
No.
genius that they made it like this.
Now try. Still no? Okay. This might be too tight for you to do. Hold that. Okay, you got it?
Brace that there. Okay. Yep.
No, it's not that.
Ah!
Let's see.
Really hard in the hands.
Oh, yeah. Sure is. There is one thing about this, it's that it might.
Metal melted.
Well, if I had been thinking, I might have done that while it was on there. Here, just get the vice grips. This is the old one anyway. They really don't matter too much. Okay. Watch this.
Whoa, I noticed that that's like that too.
Well,
Genius mode.
I'd say when I put this on here, I must have wrenched her on pretty good because this is a lot harder than when I last took it off. No, you wouldn't want to do this with a new one.
No, probably not.
Because you can crush that shaft. Right, but this one's bent anyway, so it really doesn't matter too much.
Crushed.
There.
Alright.
Now it's loose.
I thought this
So like I said, you don't want to tighten it like that. Right? So now you can turn it off there freely. See how it turns off? So there's another tie rod end. Now let's say if we were servicing that tie rod end in there.
How long is this thing?
It's pretty long. It's probably like 3 inches. So just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
There's like an inch.
Okay, it might be 4. Alright, just put that over on the ground. That is our spare now. In case we ever bend. Well, just if we ever bend one again, then we'll have a piece that we can get through with. So see this here? If we were servicing this tie rod end, this spring clamp comes off.
Yeah.
And that lets you slide this boot off of here, and then that tie rod end is held in kind of like this one.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
But that it's held in to like a spline that's on the steering rack. Okay, so now we need our new tie rod end. Right? So, carefully open package. Okay, you don't need to fuss and fart too much. Just, you know. Just don't
wait.
dang it around. That's all. Yeah, there you go.
Look at that business.
Okay,
we need
so
to get all these parts like this because it looks so good.
let's see. Now look. Let's take a look at our threads here. Threads are pretty close. So I think what we'll do is where this was aligned before it got bent, I think we'll just put this on the way it is. Yeah. And then I'll do the alignment later.
Okay.
Because it might take a little bit of messing around to get it right. Anyway, so when you align these, they're toe out. So the idea is that this is going to be turned out like just a little bit. So like that would probably be straight. You know, somewhere around there would be straight, and it's going to be turned out.
Oh, that's stuffing your brakes.
Yeah, it's just dirt. Doesn't matter.
I love that it comes out.
Okay, come on. Stop playing around.
Okay.
Okay, so take the new tie rod end and wind it on there.
All of these parts need to look like this now?
Now, you wouldn't want to put Loctite on that, would you?
No.
Want to know why?
No.
Well,
No, I say not.
there is a reason why you don't want to put Loctite on it. There's a couple of reasons, and the big one is that if you ever have to service it, it's a huge pain in the arse. But more importantly, you can't turn that shaft to do alignment if it's Loctited on, right?
I put it as tight as
you know what I mean?
Before.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Hang on to this camera for a second. And I'm going to tighten that nut as best I can. Yeah, you just, it's still going. Okay, give us a little room while you... There's a couple of ways to do this, but Okay. What are you pointing it at? Point it down here, where the work's being done. So, you can see here that this has to be moved. And this is where your alignment comes in. Okay, yeah, it's not super. So this here spins, right? That's what does the alignment. Right?
Okay.
So like if I wanted to align it out further, you would spin that back and forth. Anyway, we'll just put it here for now. Just tighten this again. I think that's pretty good. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in here and line it up with that hole. Now that doesn't mean that we're in alignment right now at all. It just means that we're getting it connected. Anyway, you can do this part. So get your bolt and thread it through there. Long part through the top, gently.
The bolt did go on like upside down this way, right? Okay.
Worry about that part first. Okay, so you don't need to turn it, it should just slide right through. So you might have to move that around. No, don't jam it on. There's no hammering involved here. No, you're manipulating the wrong part of it. What are you gonna do, tear at this?
Yes.
You don't want to do that. You tear it, put a hole in that, this thing's ruined, right? So we could still use the old tie rod end, but we don't want to. So why don't you try moving this around?
What?
That's a lot easier. No, it's a lot easier though, isn't it? Okay, so now we need to get some blue Loctite. Alright, come on, let's go with the Loctite. To make that Loctite work, where do you think you need to put it? It's like a glue.
On the bolt, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Like in here?
Well, you can put it there, but...
Or on the remaining
well, yeah, put it, in this case, put it on here. Or, well, no, actually, no. Put it on there. Put it, so you want to drizzle it into that. So why don't you go at it from this angle, so that you're actually pointing down at it.
Upside down. And under this.
No, you're not. You don't have to look at it that close. Okay, well, you can put your head under there if you want. No, you're doing it wrong. You want to point the jar down. That's why you're going from that angle, so that it's angled down. So is it coming out of there or not?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, what's the matter?
Oh, it just Loctite in the ground.
Alright, well, I'm sure there's enough on there.
Okay.
Okay, and that's all kinds.
Put this on now?
Yeah, turn it on by hand. Thread it all the way on by hand first. I guess we're as far as you can anyway.
Yeah.
Your head doesn't need to be in there. It doesn't.
Hi guys. Okay.
Anyway. Okay, wrench. So you didn't cross thread that, did you?
Nope.
Yeah. Right position.
Should probably
Because you're
do
tightening.
that.
Yeah, because you're tightening. Right?
Is it?
Keep going.
I just heard.
I don't care anyway. It's just a bug ring. I know they're annoying, but it's just a bug.
Please stop.
Okay, not too hard.
One more crank.
Okay, that's it. Not too hard.
Installed it.
So that's it installed. Now, do you remember how you would do the alignment if you were doing it?
This?
Yeah, you gotta loosen that nut. So that nut's loose, right?
No.
Okay. So why don't we loosen that nut before we get the vehicle, the tire back on, because it is pretty tough to get in there with a wrench. Okay, so just leave it loose like that for now. So what's gonna happen is that to like turn it out, you're gonna put another wrench on here and then turn this out. in this direction,
Oh,
right?
right now?
Well, we gotta put the wheel and everything back on.
Okay.
But anyway.
Or just leave it loose?
Yeah, just leave it loose. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not doing that part on video because I need both of us with free hands to do it.
Yeah.
Right, because you need to hold the steering wheel while I turn that. Because if you don't hold the steering wheel, do you see what happens? Right? It's just all it happens is it turns the steering. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's pretty well it.
And now we put the tire back on?
Yeah, put the tire back on and all that.